Thank you for coming back. We're going to change colors on our baby hat. So I have some rows of knit 2 purl 2 rib. To start the new color, I'm going to go into the stitch like normal. And then I folded a piece of my new color yarn in half. I want to leave like a 6 to 8 inch tail just for weaving in. So after folding it in half, I grip both colors in my left hand and I bring it through. So that is attaching the new color. And then I knit all the way around, but I wanted to show you guys how to weave in the back of the yarn so it's being woven in, so you don't have to use a yarn needle ladle to weave in so many ends. So basically, I'm holding the short end of yarn in my right hand, the long end of yarn in my left hand. After going into the stitch, I place the short end over the back needle. I wrap the left yarn around the needle like normal. I bring it through the stitch, and I drop off. Then I knit one stitch like normal. Let's see if I could get this more comfortable here. Then we're going to go into the next stitch, and then we bring the right hand, which is the short end, over the back needle, wrap the normal long end like normal, bring it through, drop off. Next stitch is a normal knit stitch. This knit stitch, we bring the yarn over the back, wrap around like normal, bring it off, then a regular knit stitch. So this is just carrying the yarn in the back, so you're basically just weaving it in here. So this is another odd one. So I take the short end, bring it over the back needle, wrap the normal yarn, bring it through, drop off. Then we're knitting a stitch normally. And then I bring the back yarn over. There we go. Knit a stitch normally. We have 2 more here. So let me go ahead and go into the stitch. I'm bringing the short end over, wrapping the long end like normal, bringing it through, dropping it off, and that's enough. So for here, we're going to knit another stitch like normal, sandwich that last one in. Let's not pick it up. And there we go. And then I'll show you this in 1 minute. Let me get the last stitch off. Get rid of that. That's holding on to there. Hoping everything was in frame. So let's slide the needle forward. Let's see if we could get a better picture here. So here's the short end, and it was carried every other stitch. So it's a technique that you can use in intarsia, which is where you're switching colors a lot. And then we're just continuing to knit with the long end. And if you have a couple inches, you could even chop the yarn in the back. I do it, I'd prefer to carry it like 3 inches before cutting it. And then the rest of the time we're just going to knit here. I really have to find a better angle so you guys can see better. The way the camera is situated, I can't have it facing to the right because of the tripod and the way it has this big old stick that kind of guides the camera up and down and to the side. And on the right hand side it's on the outside, so it allows me to work around and over it, but it won't do that with left-handed. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row so I could show you walking up the yarn. Okay, so we're back. What I'm going to do is bring my purple yarn forward through the needles, and I'm going to continue knitting around. After that, the yarn will go into the back. And this way we can walk the yarn up. So the yarn is forward now, in front, and then the next time it will be in back. So we'll just knit along. And basically you're going to have the yarn forward for a row and then the yarn back for a row, the color that's not being used. And that will walk it up on the inside. As soon as I get to the end of this needle, I will put it down and show you what I mean. So here, the yarn is being walked up. The yellow is being walked up through the pink, and the pink is being walked up through the yellow, but as you can see, there's a stitch that's sandwiching it every other row. And that way you don't have long areas of yarn floating up the back. So I will be back when it's time to change colors. I decided to come back real quick to show you what I mean about putting the yarn in back. So once you end the row, the purple then goes between the needles and back behind. So it is now in the back of the work, and the yellow is going over it when we start. And you can use whatever colors you want. Obviously it doesn't have to be purple and yellow. This is purple. It looks blue, but it's purple. So we just continue along, but the purple is now in back instead of in front. And then you just continue along. So I have 2 more rounds to knit, and I will be back with changing the color back to the purple. Here we are, and I am going to start by placing the yellow just on top, and then I'm going to start knitting with the purple, and that's how I am changing to the new color. And then we continue just like normal. So there we go. We just continue knitting in the circle, and this particular baby hat pattern I do 4 rows of each color. So I am going to go ahead and do that till we get to the point where we start decreasing. I'm going to do the first couple rows of decreasing rows, so that way the video isn't as long for decreasing, because we're going to be doing decreasing and finishing all in one video. So take care until I see you next time. That's going to be a different video, and like I said, you're welcome to use this for personal use, and if you finish them and want to sell them, you can also sell them. So see you guys soon.